It's a good point. The do and say tone seems to have changed. We've just finished watching the first round of the virtual Davos in January, to be followed up in May by another round. But looking back 3 years, the talk about climate was important. Last year, when we had a lot of activism, largely led by Greta Thunberg and others, it felt like the tide was turning, but now it feels like we're really reaching the crest where change will take place. I feel very optimistic myself, but I'd love to hear your views on which industries are best placed to benefit from the ESG focus.
I'd say technology. We have a variety of types of companies in technology. There's not just one type, one longevity model in technology, one orientation, but they all unify around innovation. And they innovate around the desire to keep changing and keep adapting to both their customer needs by virtue of what they do, and to bring their employee base along because the employees show up because they want to innovate. So it used to be that they cared about the best possible code and the best possible product and beating the others on the product level. Now that orientation is really broadened. And there's that risk reward thing, right? That we know that if organizations are proving their worth on the ESG level, it does inform a greater interest in purchase. It does inform a greater interest in working for the particular company. And that orientation is critical. And I really do think that by virtue of the platform that they sit on, the connectivity that they're generating, both within their everyday, always on dependence, either on the consumer side or the B2B side, and their ability to innovate really will make them, I think, as a category, an interesting player in the ESG conversation.
And Kylie, one thing I'd like to add to that is that it's a key point around innovation, and especially in technology, but across all industries. Historically, innovation has been perceived as a product-oriented initiative or a technology-oriented initiative. So we're going to invest in some new products, or we're going to add some new technology, and that means we're innovative. What we're finding now is that ESG and investments in and focus on ESG is actually driving innovation perceptions with companies. So business model innovation around ESG related activities, frankly, has a bigger impact on driving reputation and driving support than technology innovation does. And that is sometimes that's a hard pivot for companies to think about, that innovation isn't just product. ESG is the tip of the spear around business model innovation.
They're both great points. I'm glad you raised technology, but I'm sure there's a few folks watching that are thinking, but what about the problems that some of the tech firms are having? Post-COVID, we have a reshuffling of industries, pharma, some of the carriers in mobile carriers and others had a very large lift in reputation based on COVID activities. And then they settled back down. And technology was all over the place in terms of some of the large companies that have seen this before handled their ESG activities very well, whereas others didn't.